God says, you will lose God and Jesus if you skip this. You have only 10 seconds. Do not skip, no matter what. You are going to hear some good news, all because of your last. This moment matters more than you realize. There is a reason your heart was led here, your eyes brought to these words. Heaven is trying to reach you before the enemy does. Something urgent is being poured out into your life right now. This is not just a message. This is a spiritual lifeline, and missing this could mean losing a divine encounter meant just for you. There are no accidents when it comes to God. This is for you, and it is for now. This is a warning, a promise, a cry from the heart of your Creator. He sees that you are tired. He sees how much you've been carrying. But if you walk away from this moment, you may never know what He was about to do. You've already come this far, and the next few minutes are going to change something deep in your life forever. If your heart believes, comment Amen. Now lean in. What does it mean to lose God and Jesus if you skip this? It means choosing distraction over divine instruction. It means trading the whisper of the Holy Spirit for the noise of this world. God is not a force that shouts. He speaks in stillness, and when we constantly run past the sacred moments He places before us, we walk further from His voice without even realizing it. To lose God and Jesus in your daily walk doesn't always look like rebellion. Sometimes, it looks like silence, like forgetting to stop, like always having somewhere better to be. But not today. Not right now. This moment is sacred, and it is soaked in mercy. Stay with this. Do not scroll. Do not skip. Do not let what is pulling on your flesh rob you from what is about to reach into your soul. God is reaching for you right now. The fact that you are here, reading this, is proof that heaven has not forgotten your name. Every pain you've endured, every tear that slid down your face quietly when no one was around, every battle you had to fight in silence has been seen. And now, God is moving toward you. Not with judgment. Not with punishment. But with rescue. He is not coming to punish you for how far you drifted. He is coming to pull you out from everything that tried to drown you. If you believe this moment is yours, comment 1111. There's something powerful about timing. The enemy wants you to think this is just another ordinary moment, another meaningless piece of content. But the Spirit of God is pressing on your heart because you are standing in a thin place, a space where heaven is leaning close, and what happens now could shift everything. The enemy fights hard in moments like this. He uses distraction, urgency, apathy, anything to keep you from hearing truth. Because truth heals. Truth restores. Truth exposes the lie that says you're forgotten, that says it's too late, that says you missed your chance. But you haven't missed anything. You're not late. You are right on time for the miracle that was already set in motion. The words you're reading are not just sentences. They are pieces of a promise, pieces of God's voice, carrying the weight of something eternal. He has not abandoned you. He has not changed His mind about you. You are still His child. You are still His beloved. You are still marked for glory, even after all the mistakes, even after all the wandering, even after all the doubt. And I need you to feel this deep in your soul. You have not gone too far. You are not too broken. You have not missed too many prayers. There is still oil in your lamp. There is still breath in your spirit. And God is about to show you that His grace has always been bigger than your gaps. You are closer to your breakthrough than you think, and this moment is proof. Because just when you were about to give up, heaven interrupted your path. Just when you felt like no one saw you, the Father whispered your name into a moment you weren't even looking for. If this is touching your spirit already, gently tap like so others may be reached too. You have only 10 seconds. Not because God is limited by time, but because we are. Our hearts drift fast. Our minds wander even faster. If we don't anchor ourselves in the presence of God when He reaches for us, the currents of this world will pull us right back into the storm. That is why He says, do not skip. Not because He's angry, but because He's protective. Because He knows what's coming. He sees the traps laid ahead. He knows the people who are about to turn on you, the struggles that are about to rise up, the confusion that's waiting just around the corner. But He also knows how to shield you from it. He also knows how to carry you through it. He knows the angels He has already assigned to fight for you, and He wants you to stay in this space long enough to be covered. You will lose God and Jesus if you walk past moments like this one. If you turn your back on the words that were meant to remind you who you are. If you keep skipping the Spirit's whispers just to chase what leaves you empty. Every time you skip what is meant to fill your soul, you create more room for things that break it. God is not angry with you. He's not threatening you. He's trying to catch you. He's trying to get your attention before life pulls you under again. Because He loves you more than you know. Because you matter more than you think. Because He sees the weight on your heart and He refuses to let you carry it alone. What if 7 seconds is all it takes to flip your financial fate? A shocking CIA leak just exposed a hidden brain ritual helping ordinary people erase debt and pull in massive wealth. Backed by 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning struggle into luxury fast. But this page could be erased any moment. Click the link in the first comment now before it's gone forever. There's healing in this moment. Not the kind that needs to wait for a Sunday service, but the kind that falls right in your room, right where you are, right in the middle of your weariness. God is speaking peace over you. Peace that goes deeper than the panic. Peace that wraps around your confusion and says, I am here. I never left. I never stopped loving you. You're still mine. And nothing you've done can erase the plans I have for you. Comment 222 if you trust this. This is not the end of your story. This is the turning point. This is the breath of God entering the dry places of your heart. This is light coming into the cracks where darkness thought it had won. This is your Father reminding you that you are still His child, that you are not disqualified, that you are still destined for glory. Every fear you've carried, every sleepless night, every moment you thought you wouldn't make it through was seen by heaven. And now, the same God who walked with Moses through the sea, who stood with Daniel in the fire, who raised Jesus from the grave, is standing with you. Right here. Right now. Stay. Listen. Soak in this moment. Let His presence wash over you. Let the weight lift. Let the lies fall off. Let the fear unravel. You have been covered. You have been chosen. You have been called. And this moment is your reminder that nothing can snatch you from the hands of the one who formed you. You are still loved. You are still wanted. And the best is not behind you. It is right in front of you. This is not just comfort, this is a spiritual rescue. God is lifting you from the heaviness that life tried to bury you under. He is stepping into your space with power, with light, with truth that cuts through the noise of everything the enemy ever whispered in the dark. If you believe God is doing something in your life through this, comment 333 to declare your faith. You didn't stumble into this moment by luck. You were led here. You were pulled in by something deeper than curiosity. The Spirit of God knows exactly when to speak, and exactly where your heart is most vulnerable. You've been carrying so much. You've been showing strength on the outside, but inside, there have been silent cries. Hidden battles. Thoughts you couldn't even explain. And now, God is meeting you there, right in that space. He is speaking not to the version of you that pretends to be okay, but to the broken, tired, uncertain you who needs rescue. The reason He says you will lose Him and Jesus if you skip this is not to scare you. It is to awaken you. Because sometimes, we get so numb. We get so used to scrolling past the voice of God. We hear it, we feel it, but we're too busy, too distracted, too hurt to sit still long enough to let it change us. And slowly, without even noticing, we grow further and further from His presence. Not because He leaves us, but because we stop hearing Him. We stop making room. We forget how to feel Him. But He has not forgotten you. He never stopped reaching. He never stopped pursuing. Even when you shut Him out, He waited. Even when you walked away, He followed behind you, guarding you when you didn't even know you needed to be guarded. The reason you're still standing, even after everything that tried to destroy you, is because Jesus stayed with you when no one else did. His hand never lifted. His mercy never ran dry. His love never paused. This is the good news you needed. This is what your last battle was preparing you for. You've been through so much lately because something greater was being stirred in the spiritual realm. The attack increased because your anointing increased. The storms came because the enemy saw what was coming and wanted to shake you out of position. But he failed. You are still here. You are still hungry for God. You are still listening for His voice. And because of that, heaven is releasing something over your life. If you could see what is happening around you in the unseen right now, you would not stop praising. Angels are surrounding you. Chains are being broken. Delays are being removed. The hand of God is pushing back the forces that were trying to destroy your future. He is silencing the voices that tried to speak fear into your heart. He is bringing answers where there was confusion. He is making a way where there was none. There is something holy about moments like this. When you slow down just long enough to let the Spirit of God reach into your spirit, things begin to shift. Your eyes begin to open. You start to feel things you forgot how to feel. That's not coincidence. That's the Holy Spirit breathing into the places that have been dry and neglected. That's the love of Jesus washing over the parts of you that have been hiding under layers of shame, regret, fear, and silence. There is no condemnation in this place. Only restoration. Only healing. Only the arms of the Father, wide open, saying, "Come home." You have nothing to prove. You don't have to fix yourself before coming closer. You don't have to understand everything or have the perfect words. All you need is a willing heart. A heart that says, "I'm tired of doing this without you." A heart that says, "I need you more than anything." And that alone is enough to move the heavens in your favor. God is not waiting for perfection. He is waiting for surrender. He is waiting for you to open your heart and let Him pour in the love you were created for. The kind of love that doesn't walk away when you're weak. The kind that holds on even when you let go. The kind that keeps showing up, keeps forgiving, keeps believing in you. That is the love of Jesus. That is the love being offered to you right now, in this very moment. People are asking why money is suddenly flowing into random lives. A leaked CIA discovery reveals a 7-second brain ritual that quietly rewires your mind for wealth. Proven by 4 neuroscience labs, people are wiping out debt and stepping into luxury with ease. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. If you have ever felt like you're not enough, if you've ever been haunted by the mistakes you made, if shame has wrapped around you like a shadow, hear this clearly. That is not your identity. You are not what you did. You are not what they said. You are not your worst day. You are not forgotten. You are not rejected. You are not lost beyond recovery. You are redeemed. You are forgiven. You are seen. You are loved. The cross of Jesus is still enough. His blood still heals. His resurrection still breaks every curse. The power of God is not something of the past. It is alive and it is moving right now. And it is flowing toward you, chasing you down, calling your name again and again, waiting for you to respond, waiting for you to believe that this moment was written into your story before you were even born. You will not miss what God has planned for you. Not if you keep holding on. Not if you keep staying open. Not if you keep showing up when your heart feels empty. Because God fills the empty. He lifts the lowly. He restores the broken. And He does it not because we earn it, but because He loves us too deeply to leave us in the dark. So breathe. Let the tears fall if they need to. Let the weight release. Let yourself feel again. Let your spirit rise again. You are not alone. God is right here, right now. He is not disappointed in you. He is proud of you. Proud that you didn't give up. Proud that you're still listening. Proud that even after everything, you're still reaching for Him. And that is enough. Comment 555 if you believe He is still working in your life. This is a divine interruption. A holy moment designed to realign you, to remind you, to revive you. Everything is shifting. Your past does not hold the pen. God does. And the story He is writing is full of healing, full of peace, full of victory, full of light. You don't have to understand how. You just have to believe it is already beginning. God is still moving, still speaking, still reaching for the places in your heart that you tried to bury under the weight of disappointment, fear, and quiet despair. But today, God is not letting you stay buried. He is calling your spirit to rise again. He is calling you to remember who you are and who He is in you. If you can feel something stirring, even if it's small, even if it's faint, comment 1212 to affirm what God is awakening inside you. This is not about hype or emotion. This is about rescue. This is about God pulling you out of everything that tried to drown you. There is nothing casual about the pain you've been through, and there is nothing casual about the healing that is coming either. The tears you cried in the dark didn't fall into silence. They were caught by the very hands that shaped the stars. Not one moment of suffering has been wasted. Not one moment of waiting has gone unnoticed. The same God who formed you in the womb has been with you every step of the way, even when all you could feel was emptiness. You were not abandoned. Even in the silence. Even in the nights when you begged for answers and got none. Even in the moments where you questioned your worth, questioned your purpose, and questioned whether God still saw you. You were not alone. He was there in the background, keeping you, protecting you from things you didn't even know were coming. You are not standing here by accident. You are standing because mercy held you when your strength could not. You have been through battles that should have broken you. You've had days when breathing felt like a fight. But here you are. Still standing. Still hoping. Still reaching. And that alone is a testimony. That is evidence that the Spirit of God never left you. It may have felt like you lost Him. It may have seemed like He was distant. But you never left His hand. And even when you let go, He held on tighter. That's what love does. That's what divine love looks like. Unshakable. Relentless. Undeniable. There is a reason your heart was drawn here again. There is a reason this moment feels weightier than others. This is a turning point in your spirit. What you are feeling is not just emotion, it is a spiritual alignment. God is resetting things. He is realigning your heart with His voice. You've wandered long enough. You've fought long enough. You've cried long enough. And now the Father is stepping in to say, "Peace, be still. Be healed. Be whole. Be restored. You are not forgotten." I must say that again, because the enemy has spent years trying to convince you otherwise. But God never forgot you. You are not some background character in the story of life. You are the beloved child of the Most High. You are chosen. You are handpicked. You are not replaceable. No matter who left, no matter who misunderstood you, no matter how many people overlooked you, heaven never looked away. The plans over your life are still in motion. The promises spoken over your soul are still alive. What God said is still going to happen. If you believe the promises still stand, comment 777 with faith. Do not be fooled by how long it's taken. God is not delayed. He is precise. He is purposeful. What felt like waiting was actually preparation. What felt like silence was actually protection. You were not being punished. You were being preserved. Sometimes God hides us before He reveals us. Sometimes He slows things down so He can deepen our roots. You may not have seen the fruit yet, but the roots have been growing. And now, in this season, you're going to start seeing what He's been building in the background. Why is everyone rushing to this 7-second brain ritual? Leaked CIA files exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the door to wealth fast. Verified by 4 top neuroscience labs, it's turning financial stress into abundance almost overnight. But this secret won't stay public for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it's deleted forever. The blessings that are coming won't be shallow. They will be deep, rich, and lasting. They will not be like the things you've lost. They will carry weight. They will be drenched in purpose. You are not just entering a new chapter. You are entering a whole new book. A new season where you don't have to fight for approval, where you don't have to shrink to be loved, where you don't have to question your worth at every turn. This season will be different, not because life is perfect, but because your heart is anchored. Anchored in truth. Anchored in grace. Anchored in God. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to earn your way into His presence. You don't have to fix every broken thing by yourself. That's not your job. That's His. You just have to let Him in. You just have to stop running long enough to be held. The healing you need won't come from striving. It will come from surrender. You've carried it all for so long, but now He's asking you to release it. Let Him take it. Let Him hold the weight. His shoulders are stronger. His love is deeper. His mercy is greater. Everything you thought was lost, He can restore. Everything the enemy tried to steal, He can return. Everything that broke your heart, He can redeem. Nothing is too far gone. Nothing is beyond His reach. His power is limitless. His love is endless. His timing is perfect. You are not stuck. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are in the palm of His hand, and He is doing something new in your life. Comment 999 if you feel something is shifting inside your spirit right now. You were born for more than surviving. You were created to carry light, to walk in authority, to move with heaven backing every step you take. The enemy trembles when you remember who you are. And that's why he fights so hard to make you forget. But you will not forget. Not after this. You will not lose sight again. Not after what God is stirring in you right now. You are stepping into awareness. You are stepping into awakening. The fog is lifting. The lies are breaking. And what's left is truth. Unshakable truth. That you are loved. That you are chosen. That you are covered. You will not lose God. You will not lose Jesus. Not if you keep your heart open. Not if you hold on to this moment. Not if you let it sink in and change you from the inside out. This is not hype. This is holy. This is heaven knocking on the door of your soul, and this time, you're answering. You're letting him in fully. No more half-open doors. No more hiding the hurt. No more pretending to be strong when you're falling apart inside. Not through thunder or a crowd, but through this stillness, where his voice wraps around your tired soul like a blanket and reminds you that he never left you. He has been walking beside you through every unseen valley, every silent night, and every moment where the ache was louder than hope. If your heart is beginning to rest in this truth, comment 1010 and stay with this until the end. God is reminding you right now that what you've been through did not disqualify you from His love or His promises. The grief, the heartbreak, the wrong turns, the moments when you were overwhelmed and wanted to disappear, all of it is known. And yet, you are still called. You are still chosen. His plans for you were not cancelled by your lowest moments. In fact, those are the very moments He uses to draw you closer, to prove that His grace doesn't just cover you when you're strong, it covers you most when you are weak, when you are weary, when you can no longer carry yourself. This is a holy interruption in your life. A moment where God presses pause on the noise of everything else and speaks right into the core of who you are. Not to impress you, but to embrace you. Not to overwhelm you, but to bring you home. There's something deep shifting in your spirit because the presence of God is here. Not just near you, but within you, renewing what's been worn down, refreshing what's been dry, and reigniting what's been flickering. For too long, you've been trying to hold yourself together in your own strength, putting on a brave face, pretending to be fine when your soul was anything but. You've pushed through storms with quiet desperation, waiting for a sign that God still sees you. This is that sign. This is heaven's answer. He has seen it all, and He is reaching you now, not with more burdens, but with freedom, with tenderness, with power that heals you from the inside out. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't wandered too far. You haven't fallen too low. The grace of Jesus reaches further than your failures, deeper than your wounds, and higher than your doubts. The enemy wants you to feel unworthy, ashamed, distant. But Jesus did not die and rise again so you could walk around shackled by guilt and regret. He came so you could live free, live whole, live boldly as a child of God who knows they are loved beyond measure. If you believe Jesus still chooses you, even now, even here, comment 1515. There is a divine shift happening in your life, and the resistance you've felt lately isn't a sign of defeat, it's the pressure that comes before breakthrough. The greater the call, the greater the weight. The heavier the purpose, the more intense the fire. But the fire was never meant to destroy you, only to refine you. And what God is producing in you through all of this will be unshakable. You will look back and realize that what tried to break you actually built you, and what tried to bury you actually planted you. And now, you are rising. Is this the same CIA brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak reveals a powerful 7-second technique developed under secret research. Backed by neuroscience, people are moving from debt to wealth and luxury faster than believed possible. But this secret may be deleted soon. Click the link in the comments before it disappears. You don't have to know how. You don't have to have all the answers. All you need to do is stay close. Stay surrendered. Let God be the one to hold the pieces together. His hand is steady, even when yours is trembling. His plan is intact, even when yours has fallen apart. He is the God who brings water out of rocks, light out of darkness, and life out of graves. There is nothing He cannot do. There is no part of your story He cannot redeem. Every prayer you whispered in exhaustion, every moment you sat in silence and just said, "God, help me," He heard it. Every tear was a word. Every breath you took when it would have been easier to give up was worship. Don't underestimate the beauty of what you've endured. You are not weak because you struggled. You are strong because you didn't quit. And God saw every effort, every small act of faith, every time you chose to keep going when everything in you wanted to stop. You may feel like you're standing in the ruins of something you once believed in. Maybe a relationship ended, a dream fell apart, your confidence was shattered. But God rebuilds from ruins. He breathes life into dust. He restores what people thought was dead. And He's doing it in you. The pain that once seemed permanent is about to become the foundation for something new. Your healing is not just about surviving, it's about rising stronger, bolder, freer than you've ever been. Comment 1717 if you believe beauty is coming from your ashes. God is not asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be present. To show up. To say yes even when it feels risky. To trust Him even when it doesn't make sense. You don't have to clean yourself up to be loved. You don't have to have it all together to be used. Some of the most powerful people in Scripture were broken, messy, and misunderstood. But God called them anyway. And He's calling you. Right now, you are in the middle of a divine invitation. God is not just fixing your situation, He's transforming you. He's teaching your heart how to stay anchored in Him, even when nothing around you makes sense. He's drawing out courage where fear lived. He's placing peace where panic used to rule. And He's restoring joy where sorrow tried to steal everything. This is not the end of your story. This is where the page turns. Where you begin to feel hope again. Where you remember what it's like to breathe deeply, to laugh freely, to trust that something good really is coming. Because it is. Because God is faithful. And because He hasn't brought you this far to leave you now. Let your heart rest in this. Let your mind stop racing. Let your soul be still long enough to remember that you are already loved, already enough, already seen. Nothing you do can increase God's love for you. It is already complete. It is already perfect. It is already yours. So receive it. Let it sink in. Let it wash over the places that are still aching. Let it fill the gaps you've been trying to fill on your own. The pressure is lifting. The chains are falling. The atmosphere is shifting. You are not who you were. And you will not go back to the pain that tried to define you. You are walking forward, covered in grace, wrapped in favor, and led by the one who calls you His. The world has pulled at you, drained you, pushed you to perform and prove and push through, and somewhere along the way, the light in your eyes started to dim. But God never stopped looking at you with fire in His eyes and love in His heart. And right now, He is lighting you up again from the inside out, reminding you that you were never meant to walk this journey alone. If you can feel something igniting again, even faintly, comment Amen to agree in faith. Your soul is valuable. Not because of what you've done, not because of how strong you've been, not because of how much you've prayed, but because of who created you. You were spoken into existence by the same God who created mountains, oceans, stars, and angels. And yet, of all creation, He placed His Spirit in you. That means you were always meant to carry something holy, something weighty, something eternal. That is why the battles you face feel so intense, because your life carries significance. Your presence on this earth carries divine meaning. This is not the season to shrink. This is not the moment to back away in silence or shame. God is awakening you because He has placed something powerful inside you, and what you've gone through wasn't for nothing. It was shaping you. It was pressing purpose into the deepest places of your being. And now, He is saying, rise up. Not with fear. Not with doubt. But with boldness, knowing that He who began a good work in you will finish it. He has not forgotten the words He spoke over your life. He has not withdrawn the promises He placed on your name. You will not lose Him if you keep holding on. But if you turn away now, if you walk out of this sacred space where He is clearly reaching you, you might miss the miracle that's already unfolding. God is not playing games with your heart. He is serious about His love for you. He is intentional in the way He speaks. And when He says, do not skip, He's not trying to trap you in fear, He's trying to keep you safe from what your eyes cannot yet see. You don't know what this moment is shielding you from, what it's delivering you into, but He does. If you believe God is shielding you even now, comment 1111 with a heart full of trust. You've been asking for change. You've been crying out for peace. You've longed for answers, for rest, for clarity. And this still moment with Him, is His answer. He doesn't always part seas in dramatic ways. Sometimes He simply speaks into your chaos and reminds you that He is God. That He is near. That you don't have to have it all figured out to be held in His hands. And what a comfort that is, to know that even in your confusion, you are safe. Do you know why people keep whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A leaked brainwave method is spreading quietly and changing financial realities worldwide. Proven by neuroscience, this simple ritual attracts money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're so lucky. Click the link in the comments before it's taken down. God isn't waiting for you to become stronger. He's waiting for you to trust deeper. To let go of the illusion of control. To stop running to empty places for relief. You've tried to patch the wounds with distractions, numb the ache with busy schedules, drown the silence with noise, and still, the emptiness remains. Because only God can fill what He created. Only He can speak peace to a storm no one else knows you're facing. Only He can breathe life into what has been dry for so long. And that is what He's doing right now. Breathing life. Speaking light. Calling out destiny from the places that felt dead. You thought it was over, but He says it's just beginning. You thought the best days were behind you, but He says He saved the best for last. You thought your heart would never recover, but He's been carefully stitching it back together in ways you didn't even realize. This isn't about being religious. This isn't about checking boxes or performing prayers. This is about connection. It's about intimacy. It's about the deep knowing that your Father is close, and that He longs to be involved in every corner of your life. Not just the polished parts. Not just the public victories. But the messy, hidden, vulnerable places where you need Him most. He wants to meet you there. Right there. With no judgment. Just love. Comment 222 if you are ready to let Him in, fully and freely. You're not the same person you were when this year started. You've been shaped by fire, stretched by pain, deepened by seasons of loneliness. And still, you're here. Not by accident. But by grace. God has preserved you through things others never saw. He carried you when you had nothing left to give. He covered you when you felt exposed and fragile. And now He is preparing to reveal what has been forming in secret. The fruit of endurance. The beauty from ashes. The strength born in sorrow. Don't despise the wilderness seasons. They may feel dry, but they're sacred. Because it's in those places that God becomes more than a concept to you, He becomes your source. Your daily bread. Your still water. Your steady rock. And once you know Him there, once you've met Him in your valley, no one can convince you He isn't real. That's why you've been fought so hard. Because your story, your testimony, your journey, it's going to carry the sound of revival. Not just for you, but for others who are watching. God will use what nearly destroyed you to deliver someone else. He will turn your scars into stories of survival. He will turn your pain into a pathway for others to find Him. Nothing is wasted in the kingdom. Nothing is random. What the enemy meant for evil, God is already turning for good. Every loss, every delay, every closed door is being redeemed. And through it all, God has never taken His eyes off of you. Not for a second. His presence has hovered over your home. His Spirit has interceded for you when you didn't know how to pray. His hand has been on your life since the very beginning, and it's not lifting now. It's only tightening, only strengthening, only pulling you closer into alignment with His heart. You're not going to miss what He has for you. You're not going to lose your chance. You're not going to stay stuck. This is the season where things start to unfold. Slowly at first. Quietly maybe. But certainly. Surely. Because when God starts something, He finishes it. And when He calls someone, He equips them fully. And when He marks you with purpose, nothing can erase it. Not time, not failure, not fear. Even in the places that look barren, He is planting seeds of restoration, healing, and strength that will soon rise and bear fruit. What you are feeling right now is not a fleeting emotion, it is the witness of your spirit waking up to God's presence again, softly but surely. If you can feel that peace slowly rising in you, even after the storm, comment 999. God has been holding on to you far more tightly than you've been holding on to Him. There were times you thought your faith wasn't enough, that you were drifting too far, or growing too cold. But your Father never let go. Even when your prayers fell silent. Even when your hope started running dry. He saw the flicker still burning underneath the weight of everything you couldn't say out loud. He doesn't look at your struggle and turn away. He leans in closer. Because he knows what others don't. He sees what no one else sees. He sees that your tears are not weakness. They are a sign that your heart still believes there is something better. He sees that your silence isn't apathy, it's exhaustion from trying to stay strong too long. He knows that sometimes you're not asking for a miracle that moves mountains, you're just asking for enough strength to get through another day. And he meets you there. Not with pressure. Not with expectation. But with presence. His presence is enough. It always has been. So take this moment for what it is, a divine reminder that you are not invisible to God. You are not forgotten. The weight of your journey, the weariness of your soul, the hidden heartbreak that no one fully understands, all of it is seen. And not only is it seen, it is sacred. Because God is not only the God of celebration and laughter. He is the God who kneels beside the broken, who stays through the pain, who speaks peace over the mess, and who whispers, "I'm not leaving," right when you need it most. You have not lost him. And no matter what has tried to convince you otherwise, you never will, so long as your heart remains open, even just a little, even just enough to say, "God, I need you." That's all he's looking for. Not perfection. Not performance. Just a heart willing to receive love again. A heart willing to trust, even with trembling hands. A heart that dares to believe, even in the middle of the unknown. Comment 555 if your heart is still open, even just a little. Why was this 7-second brain ritual hidden for so long? A leaked CIA document exposed a technique so powerful people are canceling debt and calling in wealth within days. Validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it helps attract money like never before. But this page may not stay online for long. Click the link in the pinned comments before it disappears forever. He is the God who restores time. The God who redeems what was stolen. The God who speaks to dry bones and brings them back to life. He has not forgotten what he promised you. He has not closed the door on what he began. It might not look like what you imagined. It might not unfold how you expected. But what he has for you is still coming. What he spoke is still alive. The delay is not a denial. The silence is not a punishment. The wait is not wasted. You've been asking when. You've been wondering how. But God is more interested in who you are becoming in the waiting than how fast you arrive at the answer. Because the version of you that can carry the promise is being formed in this exact moment. You are becoming more rooted, more refined, more resilient. And soon, you'll look back and see that the waiting didn't break you, it built you. There is strength rising in your spirit now. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady. And steady is enough. Steady holds you when the winds blow. Steady keeps you when the path grows uncertain. Steady reminds you that you don't walk by sight, you walk by faith. And faith isn't always about shouting and certainty. Sometimes, faith is choosing to get up again, even with sore feet and a tired heart, because you trust that God's hand is still guiding you. He is. He's guiding you even now. Through what you don't understand. Through the places you'd rather avoid. Through the pain that still lingers. His hand has not let go. And He's not walking you in circles, He's leading you deeper. Deeper into trust. Deeper into surrender. Deeper into healing. Not because He's cruel, but because He loves you too much to leave you shallow. You were made for depth. You were made for intimacy with your Creator. And that's why the shallow things never satisfy. That's why distractions, achievements, and applause don't bring peace. Because your soul was crafted for something higher, for communion with the Holy One. And nothing else can replace that. Nothing else can fill that gap. So stay in this space. Keep your heart still. Let Him finish what He's doing. There is something unfolding even now, something eternal, something beautiful. The fear is lifting. The lies are being exposed. The burdens are slowly unraveling. And in their place, there is light. Gentle, healing, undeniable light. If you feel that light beginning to fill your soul again, comment 777 to speak it into being. This is not a feeling. This is not a passing thought. This is God. Present. Strong. Faithful. He is closer than your breath. He is nearer than the pain. And He will never, ever leave you in the dark alone. No matter what comes. No matter who stays or who walks away. No matter how shaky your faith feels. He is the one constant that never moves, never changes, never fails. So take one more breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let your guard fall. You don't need to keep defending yourself. You don't need to keep pretending you're fine. God already knows. And still, He stays. Still, He pours love over you like rain. Still, He chooses you, not because you earned it, but because it's who He is. He is love. He is mercy. He is goodness. And He is yours. You're safe here. You're seen here. You're loved here. And nothing, not fear, not shame, not failure, can separate you from that love. You're not going back to who you used to be. You're stepping into something new. Something deeper. Something holy. You kept believing, even when your faith felt more like a whisper than a roar. That matters. Heaven saw every moment when you didn't give up. And right now, God is honoring your endurance with something sacred, His voice reaching into the very center of your being to remind you that you're not forgotten, not forsaken, not alone. If something inside you knows this is not the end of your story, comment 333 and keep walking with me through this moment. This world moves fast. It tells you to move on, to toughen up, to numb the ache and chase distraction. But God does the opposite. He calls you to be still. He invites you to be soft again. To feel again. To remember that you were not created to live hardened by pain, but to walk through life with a heart fully alive, fully aware, fully loved. And the truth is, even when you were too weary to reach for Him, He was already reaching for you. He never needed you to be strong enough, He only needed you to be willing. Sometimes healing doesn't begin with a miracle that changes everything in an instant. Sometimes it starts with a single breath. A moment like this, when you stop long enough to hear him say, "You're safe now. You can rest. I've got you." His love doesn't show up only after the storm is over. It shows up right in the center of the storm, wrapping around you, holding you steady, whispering, "Peace. Be still." He knows what you've been carrying. The heartbreak you couldn't explain. The guilt you've tried to hide. The prayers you've been too afraid to pray again. And he wants you to know, he is not disappointed in you. He is not ashamed of you. He is not measuring your worth by your performance. His love is deeper than your brokenness. His mercy is wider than your shame. His grace reaches further than your mistakes. And it is here now, ready to cover you like a blanket, ready to remind you that your name is still written on his heart. You may not have seen the answers yet. You may still be waiting on the breakthrough. But there's a deeper work happening, one that can't be rushed. God is shaping your character, refining your spirit, preparing you not just to receive his blessings, but to carry them well. Because what he's giving you is too valuable to be placed in hands that haven't been made strong through fire. He's not punishing you by making you wait. He's preparing you. If your heart is ready to be prepared, not just rescued, comment 222 and let him work deeply in you. Can 7 seconds really change your bank account? A CIA-funded study just leaked, revealing a brain ritual that flips lives from broke to blessed. 4 neuroscience labs confirm it activates powerful wealth brainwaves. People are stepping into dream homes and luxury lifestyles. But this breakthrough won't stay online for very long. Click the link in the comments before it's deleted. There is beauty in this becoming. There is glory in the growing. You may not feel it yet, but something is happening under the surface. Seeds are breaking open. Roots are going deeper. What looks like silence is full of life. And soon, you'll see what God was doing all along. He's been planting you, not burying you. You haven't been forgotten. You've been protected. You may have lost things that mattered. People. Opportunities. Pieces of yourself you thought would never return. But what God is restoring will not just replace what was lost, it will redeem it. It will give it purpose. The pain wasn't random. The losses weren't meaningless. They will all become part of a story that speaks of his faithfulness, his power, his goodness. You don't need to hide your scars. They are proof that you've survived things others didn't see. They are evidence that God brought you through what could have destroyed you. And now, those same scars will shine with healing, with hope, with light for others still walking through the dark. Nothing in your story is wasted, not even the parts you wish had never happened. God redeems everything. You may have felt like giving up. You may have questioned if your prayers were reaching heaven. But look at you. Still here. Still breathing. Still hoping. That's not weakness. That's courage. That's faith. That's the quiet, powerful proof that something inside you refused to let go of God, and more importantly, that God never let go of you. Comment 1717 if you know he's been holding you all along. The enemy wants you to believe that nothing will change, that this moment doesn't matter, that you're just wasting time by sitting in stillness. But that is a lie. The truth is, stillness is where strength is born. Stillness is where clarity comes. Stillness is where God speaks in a whisper that breaks through all the noise. It's in moments like this that something eternal is planted deep within you, something that won't be shaken by what happens tomorrow. You were never meant to figure it all out on your own. You were meant to walk with Him. To be led, not driven. To rest in His voice, not race ahead out of fear. And maybe that's what He's been trying to teach you, not how to be stronger in your own strength, but how to lean on Him, trust Him, rest in Him, even when nothing around you makes sense. You don't need to be perfect to be close to God. You just need to be honest. Honest with your fears. Honest with your pain. Honest with your longings. He can handle all of it. He welcomes it. Because He loves you completely, not conditionally. Not when you pray enough. Not when you fix yourself. He loves you now. Right now. In this breath. In this moment. So let Him have it all. The pain. The doubt. The pieces. Let Him speak over you what no one else could say. Let Him remind you of who you are, His child. His creation. His joy. His beloved. You don't need to earn what He gives freely. You just need to receive it. And right now, He is pouring out peace. Peace that doesn't make sense. Peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. Peace that anchors your soul when everything else feels shaky. Let it in. Let it settle into the corners of your heart that have felt cold. Let it wrap around the places that feel exposed. Let it fill the silence that's been aching for something real. You're not just passing through another moment. You are standing in a turning point. God is writing a new chapter in the story of your life, and it's filled with grace. It's filled with purpose. It's filled with beauty you haven't even imagined yet. So keep your heart open. Stay right here. He's still speaking. And He's not done.